All right, YouTube. Today I'm going to deadlift. I'm going to put the bar on the ground. I'm going to put a 45 plate on each side. The bar is 45 pounds. That's 135. I'm warming up. I'm not using my belt. I'm not using my gloves. No chalk. Just raw. Just making it harder on myself. I don't recommend that for beginners. I don't recommend that for everybody. But I'm just doing that so I can lift as much as I can without those things. And so when I start implementing those things, I can lift even more weight. You see what I'm saying? So I'm kind of making it harder on myself to make myself stronger. So I put another 45 on the bar. That's 225 pounds. Warming up, plate, plate, plate. Now, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't recommend going plate, 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 meaning 45, 45, 45, 45. All right. There's other plates that are the same size as those plates, and they're bumper plates, whatever. And you can start off with less than 135. Right here, I got 315 on the bar. Right. Still warming up, still easy weight. If this is not easy weight for you, you should not be warming up with it. You should not be deadlifting 315 your first day. Even if you can, you want to focus on form, breathing, bracing, how to actually deadlift. But I want to say this, right? I'm gonna go ahead and put 45 more pounds on each side, right? So that's 90 more pounds. Every time I put a 45 on there, that's another 90 pounds, right? So that's 405 pounds. The slightest distraction can take you out of your focus, and half of the time it's hard to get back into focus. So I'm just saying this for safety, right? A lot of people, oh, lifting with a belt is safety. Lifting with a belt is kind of like, it probably adds 5% of safety, but it's just something to breathe and brace against, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put 495 on the bar, and I'm gonna tell you before I do it, I'm gonna fail at it twice. I'm on my road to 600, but I'm gonna fail at 495 twice. Why? Because I took a very long time in between sets and was thinking about and looking at other things on my phone, and my mind got off of lifting, right? So I'm evening up the bar right there, making sure everything's right, making sure my plates are tight. So this is 500 pounds pretty much, 495. I've done this weight a million times, so this is not even my max. It's probably close, but it's not. I'm mid 500s in max, right? Went up to the bar, approached it. I kind of doubted myself because I stepped over my phone and everything, and the way I stepped, my approach to the bar, it threw me off a little bit. So I was like, nah. A lot of people, they will come up to you and they will tell you how to do this, what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and blah 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 blah. It's like dropping a piece of blood into a pool full of sharks. So I just get my mind right. I listen to my music. I drink a little bit of hydration. I focus on the bar. I could weigh my options of putting on gloves and belt, making it easier, but I decided just to pace like a tiger, get my mind right, get back ready for the lift, and then go for the lift. And guess what? It just wasn't there today. So, fun fact is, if it don't come up right, leave it on the ground. So I couldn't refine my focus. I couldn't refine my form. I just left it on the ground. So I tried it again, and it wasn't gonna come up right. Could have just stood up with it, but then that would have caused an injury. So if you just stand up with it, a lot of times people be forcing themselves to get the weight up. That shows heart, that shows tenacity, but that shows grind and grit and all that good. But that might be your last day lifting, all right? And it's gonna mess you up throughout your life because you gotta work and you gotta take care of stuff, you know. So what I'm saying is, I don't care how much weight is on the bar. I don't care if there's barely any weight on the bar. If it doesn't come up right, leave it on the floor. I don't care. We got pride and egos as men. Women probably got it too. I can only speak for from a man's perspective because I'm a dude, right? But I know we definitely got it, right? So it doesn't matter who's watching. It doesn't matter. Like me personally, I'm about to post this on YouTube for the world to see. You know, I'm probably gonna get 15 views. Like the video, all 15 of y'all, man. Subscribe. The rest of y'all that ain't already subscribed, all right? But listen, learn, listen, bro, sis, listen. All right, so it doesn't matter if your crush is watching. It doesn't matter if people who gonna be talking that crap is watching. It don't matter if it's just for your own self and your own uh, acknowledgement of your strength. Yo, live to live another day. I've done this a million times, right? So a lot of people be thinking I'm complaining or whatever. No, I'm not complaining. I'm explaining. Leave it on the ground, right? Leave it on the ground, just like a bench press, right? So at the end of the day, it could be somebody who bench presses 500 pounds. I've heard people that bench press 500 pounds getting injured with 135 pounds. Yeah, or 185 pounds, something like that. I heard about a guy who had a real crazy bench press and got injured with not that much weight. It just happens. Ask anybody who has ever been injured. It only took that one lift. You know, even somebody who knows what they're doing, professionals get injured. All right, it comes with the game. It's strains and pains come with the game, but at the same time, don't be asking for it. If you see it coming, avoid it. All right, by I call it my spidey senses tingling. All right, when my spidey senses tingling and tell me not to try it again, or not to even try it, even if I just loaded the plate and I feel good. If something really telling me don't do it, don't do it, all right? I don't care how much it is. I don't care how much you know what I'm saying? That's part of the progress anyways, too, because you can't make gains on the hospital bed. You know what I'm saying? You can't make gains on the hospital bed. You can't make gains laying out because you didn't mess yourself up. All the time that you messed yourself up, you could have been making gains. You're trying to recover, you could have been making gains. Or you know what I'm saying? More importantly than games, you want your life to be, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like hunting in the wild. If a lion is hunting a zebra and it kick him in his jaw and break his jaw, how you gonna hunt the next day? You know what I'm saying? So, and also, it's like a car crash, 135 pounds, if you do it wrong, you can maybe get hurt. But at the same time, 500 pounds, you better leave that on the ground. You better leave that on the ground. If it ain't coming up right, you better leave that on the ground. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the world-class power lifter. I don't care if you lift twice as much. Leave that on the ground. It's like crashing into a pole, right? If you crash into a pole at 1 mile an hour, God forbid, what's the odds of getting injured? Maybe not. A little dent on your car, maybe. But also, that same pole, if I was to crash into that same pole at 100 miles an hour, what's the odds of me, you know what I'm saying? If it's an immovable object, what's the odds of me coming out of that? You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about it like that. So the slightest distraction, even if it's coming from yourself, can mess up your whole workout. Nobody bothered me today, but it just wasn't my day. You know what I'm saying? And I could have just stood up with it. It wasn't even heavy. It just wasn't coming up right. I was doing it wrong. And I can admit that. I wasn't doing it totally wrong, but it was just slight tweaks. And it just wasn't, you know what I'm saying?